Hi, I'm Joni. Welcome to my channel. So I was supposed to be like grocery shopping and running errands and stuff this morning, but we're kind of having a little bit of a blizzard and it like rained a ton before it started snowing. And it's really windy. So we thought we should like chill at home until it's at least stopped snowing and yeah. So I saw this video on Sarah's Nightstand. She like went to GoodReads and looked at the top recommendation for a bunch of different categories and just kind of talked about the books, and it sounded like fun, so I thought I would give that a try this morning. I'm going to pick 5 different genres and just like, I don't know, 5 that I read from sometimes, whatever. I don't know. I never actually go to the recommendation section on GoodReads, so I don't know how this will go. Filter by genre. Horror. We'll go there first. And it doesn't, I was gonna just take screenshots. The first one that it shows, it doesn't have a picture of, but it's a book that I own, which is in a box right now. Primal Fear by William, I'm not sure how to say his last name, Dale, and I've actually read that book. I wouldn't have thought it was horror, but yeah, I've read it. It's like a detective novel. There's a movie starring Richard Gere and Edward Norton, 2 actors that I quite like, and Edward Norton is fantastic. It's like this priest or pastor, I think it's a priest, is like brutally murdered. Richard Gere is a lawyer and he ends up taking the case. Edward Norton is the one who seemingly killed him. He was like an altar boy. He's like I think in his late teens in the movie / book. And it comes out that it's kind of like a split person or dual personality or something like that is how it seems. And it's just fantastic. The book is really good, but I just like keep picturing the movie, so obviously I think I'd recommend the movie. I've never read anything else by that author, but yeah, I really like that book. So the second recommendation is the Bachman books, which I've read. Okay, so genre number 2. So I'll show you. Those are the options I have to pick from. I'm gonna go sci-fi because I like science fiction sometimes. Go Lark Arcus Lazarus 1 Family. Obviously it's part of a series. Ooh, it has 3.94 rating. Critically acclaimed new series about Forever Carlyle, the Lazarus of the Carlyle family. In a dystopian near future, government is a quaint concept, resources are coveted, and possession is 100% of the law. A handful of families, capital F for families, rule, jealousy guarding what they have and exploiting the waste, capital W for waste, who struggle to survive in their domains. Forever Carlyle defends her family's holdings through deception and force as their protector, their Lazarus. Some of the premise of that sounds really good, but it seems like really fantasy. Sorry if you can hear things in the background. My husband is doing dishes right now. So yeah, that one seems a little more like too science fiction for my taste. Oh, hi. Ziva wants to say hi. Hi, Ziva. Okay, yeah, thanks. Okay, bye. Go on. Go on. Good girl. Okay. For genre number 3, okay, thriller. Thriller should be solid. Women crime writers, 4 suspense novels of the 1940s. Sarah Weinman, editor. That sounds really intriguing. 4.11 rating. Laura, the Horizontal Man in a Lonely Place in the Blank Wall. Women Crime Writers, Library America, number 1. This sounds super intriguing. Women writers have always had a central place in American crime writing, although one wouldn't know it for all the attention focused on the men of the hard-boiled school. This collection, the first of a 2-volume omnibus, presents 4 classics of the 1940s overdue for fresh attention. Anticipating the domestic suspense novels of recent years, these 4 gripping, domestic suspense is like super big right now. These 4 gripping tales explore the terrors of the mind and the family life of split personality, That's the phrase I was trying to think of when I was talking about primal fear. And sexual identity. It goes on to like describe each one. I'm going to read that in more detail later. I actually would really, yeah, I'm adding that to my want to read. That sounds super cool. Oh, and the next one is The Bad Seed. I really want to check out The Bad Seed. I heard, and then Primal Fear again. That is so weird. The podcast, The Faculty of Horror, did an episode on The Bad Seed that I listened to maybe like a month ago, but it was really fun. I'm like super intrigued. They talk about movies, so it was the movie they were talking about, but I kind of want to add that to my list too. And see, The Bad Seed is something I so thought would have been just straight up horror. It has a 4.06 rating. That sounds super, super exciting. Okay. How many is that? I did horror, science fiction, and thriller. So let's do romance, because I like romance sometimes. Patricia Briggs' Moon Called, Mercy Thompson #1. I've seen these a ton. Mercedes Thompson, aka Mercy, is a talented Volkswagen mechanic living in the Tri-Cities area of Washington. She also happens to be a walker, a magical being with the power to shift into a coyote at will. Mercy's next-door neighbor is a werewolf, her former boss is a gremlin, and she's fixing a bus for a vampire. This is the world of Mercy Thompson, one that looks a lot like ours, but is populated by those things that go bump in the night. And Mercy's connection to those things is about to get her into some serious hot water. That actually sounds like something I might like. It sounds quite a bit like the Sookie Stackhouse series. And I don't really like straight up romance. I've read a ton of like historical romance and paranormal romances, but I don't read a lot of just like straight contemporary. I might add that to want to read. If I can like find that on Kindle or something cheap, I think I would probably check that out. Okay, 5th genre. So, contemporary. I've been into contemporaries a little bit lately. I haven't read much before lately, but okay, Princes of Night by William Gay. I've never heard of that. 4.2 rating. I guess if it's the top recommendation, it has to be something that's really well, highly rated. That's really highly rated. The year is 1952, and E.F. Bloodworth has returned to his home, a forgotten corner of Tennessee, after 20 years of roaming. The wife he walked out on has withered and faded. His 3 sons are grown and angry. Warren is a womanizing alcoholic. Boyd is driven by jealousy to hunt down his wife's lover, and Brad puts hexes on his enemies from his mother's porch. Only Fleming, the old man's grandson, treats him with respect and sees past all the hatred, realizing the way it can poison a man's soul. It's ultimately the love of Raven Lee, a slew-eyed, I don't know what that word is, S-L-O-E, beauty from another town that gives Fleming the courage to reject his family's curse, in a tale redolent with the crumbling loyalties of age-old strife of post-war American South, made familiar to us by Cormac McCarthy. Gay's characters inhabit a world driven by blood ties that strangle as they bind, a coming-of-age novel, a love story, and a portrait of a family torn apart. Provinces of Night introduced a distinct new voice in American fiction and a superb cast of characters. Valancourt Books marked it as want to read. Valancourt Books is a publisher that's super intriguing. They like republish old like lesser known books that are just really good. I've read 3 things that they've republished. I have 3 of their books, and I've really enjoyed all of them. And I friended them or follow them, whichever, on GoodReads. And most of the stuff that they, mark as want to read or mark as, I don't know, most of the stuff that comes up with their name attached to it, seems really intriguing. So that's interesting. That makes me think it's older. Does it have where's the publication date? Published in 2001. It's only 292 pages. That, I'm on the fence about that one. That could be good, but doesn't sound like something I would reach for. But the contemporaries I've read lately that I haven't thought, I wouldn't think to reach for them, but I've just heard enough good things. It's okay, well, might as well. Have been really good, so I don't think I'll read that, but it sounds like it could be really cool. Anyway, thanks for helping me kill my snowy, windy, icy morning, and hopefully it was somewhat fun. I'll tag Sarah's video down below, and yeah, have a good day. Hi. Hi.
You still going?
Yeah.